exactly 21 minutes late. We don't need sound. Sorry about that.
Well, lordy-doddy-doo. Okay. Anyway, that's fun.
Oi.
Oh, look, I put my tarot sign down a little more. Last week it said "ot." Today it says "rot."
Rot. Let's talk rot. Hello, everybody, and please forgive my tardiness. It's all my fault. Unfortunately, Mother Nature decided to give us some white stuff last night, as well you know, and I had to go shovel. And so I've shoveled out 2 places, and I just got back. A second announcement. Well, there you go, a second announcement. I don't know what a second. You must have made it first one. Oh, no, yeah, no, it's because I had the sound on. I'm sorry, I turned it off now. I'm a blithering fool, I'm an idiot. But thank you for your patience, and hello, everybody. I understand Lisa's been holding down the fort until I got back.
I tried to text, I was like chatting, and then all of a sudden it wouldn't even let me chat anymore.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I was like, okay. It said, be sure to be mindful of group privacy or something. Like maybe I said something that wasn't appropriate. I have no idea.
Oh dear.
But then it wouldn't let me chat with you guys anymore on my laptop either.
Oh well, here we are. Have you said hello to everybody?
Well, I've tried. So I have Sean, Gilda, Logan, Savannah, Susan, Peggy, Nicole, Jess, Lori, Samaj, and Helena.
There you go.
And I think also Wendy is here. And maybe a couple of people else who are
let's not do that.
who are not channel members. But I saw.
Trying to get this to scroll up. Come on.
It's being a real. I don't know what. Let me tell you.
Oh my goodness gracious me!
Yeah. So I think.
What a lot of people.
Yeah. No, I got
Sean,
them.
Logan, Savannah,
Oh,
Susan.
Doris Jean.
Susan.
She goes after Jess.
Hey Jess, how you doing? Peggy. Oh, Laurie. Hello, Laurie.
Yeah,
we got
our Laurie's
Marlene M. Hello from Marlene.
Marlene,
I'm sorry. Anton is not back from shoveling yet. I am now.
Keep going.
I keep going.
Don't hold him up anymore. We've held him up all this time.
Oh, come on then.
Ta-da!
Tarot by Samaj. Samaj. How wonderful. Okay.
Hey, Samaj. I don't know if you've checked out the new membership thing yet.
Yeah.
But if you upgrade, you'll get a moon through your natal chart class that I'm starting once a month. And you'll get rituals for new moon, full moon, and Sabbats. Plus you'll get the stuff you were getting before, the meditation. And we're going to add a story time to the mid-level. And then at the
occult, the
sweep
Academy
team.
of the Occult, yes.
Oh, at the sweep team level, you get a free 1-card reading until we have too many sweep team people.
Right,
and
right.
Peggy. All right. So what did you want to say?
I don't know. I forget.
Okay. No, I was going in order. I was saying
right.
If you upgrade to the Academy of the Occult, you'll get at least 3 or 4 things a month. And then you'll still get the meditation and story time from the 2nd level, and you'll still get the free reading here, and $5 a month in karma points.
I know if Jess is watching us, I know the system was beating her, and she couldn't upgrade. But I think I know why, because I see your membership actually ended at the end of January, so maybe you had only bought a temporary membership. So that might be why you couldn't have upgraded it. So when you rejoin, if you rejoin at the Academy of the Occult level, life will be wonderful. Tell your friends.
All right, people.
I think that's all I need to say. I'm just going to drink my juice and shut up.
We're very excited, and we're putting some energy into the YouTube station as a safe place for people to gather. Again, I think that there's going to be some real weird shakeups with technology and some not so nice games being played between different oligarchs on different platforms. And I think that there might be like a Highlander thing, there can be only one.
Oh no.
So let's hope that Google makes it. But I just want us to have a place where we can hold the light and where we can continue to have conversations, esoteric conversations, and not be sucked into all the drama. I know that recently some of you may have noticed on my Facebook page that someone was like, for a light worker, you still spread a lot of darkness. And trust me, I am not trying to spread darkness. I am trying to give facts so people know the truth. And right now, the truth is a little bit deep and stressful
and scary
and very difficult to navigate. So, I just don't go through and regurgitate everything that I find, whether it's true or false. I actually try to do some research and see, is this what's going on? Is this what's going on? And then in true witchy form, put puzzle pieces together and say, now, why would they be doing this? Is it connected to this and this? And, like today, I wrote quite a diatribe, and I started with, this is not to try to bring people down. This is the facts, And I think that it's really important that we recognize, as people of the light, as people who are sensitive, or have empathy, or are empaths or empathic, there's some heavy stuff going on out there, right? There's worry and stress and anxiety and fear. And even as I speak these words, you can hear them resonating. So what we need to do, instead of absorbing that, is recognize it, collect it, and transmute it, right? Turn it into love or joy or hope, right? So as light workers, we're problem solvers, right? Somebody comes to us and says, I need counsel for this, or I need healing for this. I don't know what I'm going to do about this. And we don't say to them, oh, well, I'm afraid you're stuck with that. I don't have any counsel for you, or I don't have a way to find healing for you, or I don't know how to solve any of your issues. You might as well just give up. We don't do that. We don't say things like that.
No.
We try to figure out a solution. We say, okay, let's look at your problem. Let's look at your dis-ease and the issues in your tissues. And let's look at what's available to us to make a difference. And we have to remember that on a personal level, on a community level, and on a country level, and on a global level. One little light can start to transmute that energy into light. So don't give up.
Absolutely not.
And yes, maybe you have to repeat some of the idiocracy that's going on. But that doesn't mean that you're trying to build that. You're trying to say, can I slap you with this clue by four, please? And let you understand what's really going on? And what kind of risk there is, and that if we don't raise our voices now, they may be silenced for good. And not for the good, but forever, I mean. So again, I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm trying to empower you. You would never tell someone else you could not help them. You would try to find a way. You would bring up energy. You would call energy. You would do your healing. You would do your divination. You would do your counseling. We need to do that now on a global scale, on a country scale, on a community scale, and on a personal scale.
On a one-to-one level, absolutely.
Right? So that's my beginning spew for today. I'm on my soapbox.
It's a good soapbox, though. It's a good soapbox. Because it does, I mean, there is that, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And the harder they push us towards this dark, fearful precipice, the stronger the pushback. And it will be. But we have to be very careful about misinformation. And that's one of the things, don't take anything at face value. There's a good old journalistic principle which says believe absolutely nothing you read or hear, and only half of what you see with your own eyes.
Well, AI is going to make that increasingly difficult, right? I think a few weeks ago I was talking about how I sometimes watch YouTube, and I watch the Louise Hay videos on YouTube because they're inspirational and they help me manifest, and I kind of look to her voice as a mentor for myself, And the other night while I was listening, I thought,
This don't quite sound right.
This
does
lady's voice almost sounds Australian. And there it was that her voice had been manipulated.
Cloned.
Right? And, you know, I get that everybody wants to make money, and they were, you know, cloning or duplicating Louise Hay's lectures. But, you know, we're going to have a hard time discerning right from wrong. And that's another reason why we want to have a safe place for people to come.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the astrology.
Do you have any tin foil? You might want to fashion a hat out of it. That's all I'm saying at this point. You really might. It's
all right. So
interesting.
Quite a few of you that are here have come for the year's overview, what I was calling it taroscopes for the year.
Yes.
Right? Where I was taking your natal chart and looking at every month and we pull a tarot card for like an inspiration, and then we were looking at all of the planets and how they're going to move this year and how they will move through the houses of your chart. And I had the conversation with most everyone that air travel would be very difficult until the fall. Right? So I said, you know, please be careful and mindful of air travel if there even is going to be any available. And if you were buying a big ticket to somewhere, maybe buy it with that insurance that you could change the date, because even if you can travel, you may not want to travel by air. So I think in the last week we've had 6 or 7 incidents with failures and air traffic control issues, and that is not going to get better
No.
for a bit of time. In fact, March, you're going to see a real intensity with travel of all kinds, I think. And I've also said that the astrology looks like there is potential for some sort of like incarceration. You know, we're looking at an awful lot of things in the death throes of Pisces. And we know that house is the house of self-undoing and incarceration. And incarceration doesn't always mean prison or hospitalization, but it can be limits that are put upon us or we put on ourselves. So there's that cycle that we said that was the Civil War and the Revolutionary War and World War II, and we have that cycle. We have the cycle of the bubonic plague and the AIDS epidemic, and now we're seeing bird flu. And there's all of these cycles of things that are heavy and restrictive. And, you know, and we're mindful. We see what's going on. Oh, no, let's shut down the CDC. We don't want to tell anybody what's going to happen. Oh, shut down the FDA. We don't want them to know.
Unfortunately,
there's food recalls, you know.
Can't have any data. That's not... Yeah.
There's some intense stuff going on. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen. There's potential for several different things or many things happening at once. But what I can tell you is that March intensity, April, and on through the summer, there may be some sort of limiting in transportation or limiting in food supply or limiting in ability to access things that, you know, there may be credit card banking failures, there may be electrical issues, there may be aviation problems, and there may be trade wars. You know, it doesn't have to be a war like we're going to get nuked.
I think we're already into trade wars.
But there may be limiting things that we need to prepare for. And again, I'm not trying to be gloom and doom. I'm trying to give you stability and ability to do something, right? Like, oh my God, all this is going to happen. What can I do? We can prepare, right? So again, I'm going to say to you, if you, I'm not talking about running out and hoarding and stockpiling and emptying the grocery store, but I'm saying maybe you want a few extra pounds of flour, a little more sugar, your favorite coffee, and some canned goods or things that you could prepare without too much electricity. Things that that keep well. Rice, stuff like that. And again, I'm not predicting that there's going to be worldwide famine, but there very well may be a food crisis, food shortage, right? Bird flu, we're already seeing them culling all kinds of poultry, and eggs are, ridiculous. And, things are happening that we need to be mindful of. Not freaked out about, not hiding in fear and anxiety, but saying, okay, I'm going to prepare, right? I tend to look at the astrological forecast like you would look at a weather forecast, right? If you look and you see, oh my gosh, tomorrow's going to be horrible ice and freezing rain, I should probably plan not to go out without ample gear for this, right? I'm going to put my cleats on so I can walk in the ice. I'm going to make sure I have my poncho, I'm not going to just go out in my bathing suit in the sleet and freezing rain. So
although there are some who would, I'm sure.
That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, though, is, a hard rain's going to come. Let's get our umbrellas ready.
Yes.
So, yeah, we have...
a cold rain will fall.
Yeah.
It will be difficult for you to survive.
Over this coming month, we have Venus, the North Node, Neptune. They are all conjunct today.
Oh my goodness.
At 29 and 28 degrees Pisces. Saturn
Pardon me.
Saturn is in Pisces. And Saturn is going to catch up with Neptune, and we're going to have that conjunction in Aries later on. So what's happening is a lot of planets are collecting in Aquarius and Pisces. And again, this is a marker for us as the last throes of the age of Pisces going, and us turning into the age of Aquarius. So, all right. That North Node wants us to be extra mothering, right? Like if we kind of think about maybe the Virgo mother versus the Cancerian mother, right? Virgo ruled by Mercury, a little nervous. Oh my gosh, yes, I've got the cleats. Oh, make sure that that they fit properly, and make sure that the shoelaces don't. The North Node says, let's overdo this a little bit. Let's really, really look at what Pisces wants from us. And if we've been around a while, we could think back 18 and a half years ago, which is 2007. The end of 2006, 2007. And think what was going on with us then. Because this is the first time the nodal axis is going to be in that Pisces, Virgo place.
This is pretty much when the banking system collapsed, didn't it? And there was all the bailouts. Or am I a year off? I don't know.
No, 2008 was difficult.
Yeah.
All right. We don't have the same configuration there with Pluto, Saturn kind of stuff. But because this node is so close to Neptune, Neptune is the planet of illusion, right? So there are things that are not real being presented.
Yeah.
And there are things that are very real that we may be in such shock over, we can't understand how they could possibly be real.
I can see that.
Right? So
I can
again,
see that.
This is what's written in the stars no matter what was going on down here, right?
Fascinating.
Politically, I mean, but it's as above, so below. So we have this illusion and over-focusing on mother nitpicking kind of energy, We have Saturn coming into the picture, and Saturn, the planet of karma and wisdom and lessons and how you're going to put down your roots, is going to come together with Neptune, illusion, right? But also the amazing creator and musician, and just there's a bliss to Neptune as well. But first it's going to try to throw you off track. It's going to put up that smoke screen. It's going to put up those ideas of overindulgence too, right? Like, oh, I like my bed and I'm going to stay in it because I just can't possibly get out and do anything else. Mom said, North Node, Mom said I could stay here under my covers all day.
Okay. Sounds like a deal.
So we're experiencing now and throughout this month these kind of death throes of the Pisces energy. Venus today is exalted in Pisces, but it's at the very last degree. And I want to talk about that next. But all these guys are kind of transiting through Pisces, and the sun, the end of this, towards the 18th, I believe, the sun moves into Pisces. You're going to see Mercury come along into Pisces. So there's going to be what I call like the rat pack finishing out their stint in Pisces. And, Pluto's in Aquarius, so we still have all that was going on with Pluto in Aquarius, right? Now, you know how we've been experiencing Mars in Cancer, right? So Mars, the warrior, right? And Cancer, ruled by the moon, wants to be very subtle and very
Protective and nurturing.
hidden. Don't make these announcements, right? I wanna take this slow. I want to keep people calm, and I want to work it out for myself psychically before I make these announcements. And Mars says, hell with that. We're going to just blow everything up. And I said it created like a mama bear syndrome. Well, for you astute astrologers that might know something, what sign does Mars rule? I'll take two answers, but it's the ancient ruler of Scorpio, and it's the modern ruler of it's the ancient ruler of Scorpio, and it is the ruler of Aries, and that hasn't changed. Scorpio got Pluto after a time.
It's interesting because Aries occurs in March, and March is named after Mars.
Oh, and is Mars going to be wild or what? All right, so we have Mars in Aries creating that mama bear syndrome, and we're going to have that till the end of April. And, then the other stuff starts hitting the fan. But good old Venus, remember I said Venus was in the last degree of Pisces? That means it's moving into Aries.
Venus in Aries.
Now, Venus is exalted in Pisces. It brings about great beauty. It helps us to figure out what we value and what we love. And, Venus adds a depth of almost like ecstasy to that energy when Pisces comes to visit. It don't like Aries so much.
Not really.
Right? So Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, is going to be touring Aries.
Ho-hum.
Ready, shoot, aim. Right? Bombard them. Bamboozle them. All right.
Just be careful you don't violate the goddess.
So Venus doesn't like Aries any more than Mars likes Cancer, believe me. And we're going to experience both of those things at the same time. Mars retrograde in Cancer. And Venus in Aries. And when she goes retrograde in March in Aries, Mercury will also be retrograde. And I really think this is when you're going to see some like power to the people.
Well, that would be good.
Mercury's also going to be retrograde in Aries, and Saturn's going to hit Neptune in Aries. So we're feeling all of this kind of anticipation or this build-up coming. And I think that this configuration is really going to start people to become vocal, right? Right now, I think we're all under this illusional energy in Pisces where, we don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to make things worse. We're not really sure what's going on. There's that smoke screeny Neptune in Pisces saying, that can't be right. That can't be real. Or look over here. I've made this fake thing to distract you on purpose. This AI is beautiful, isn't it? Let's create with this and let's not pay attention to what's really going on.
Pay no attention to the man behind the
when
curtain.
all that gets into Aries, the pioneer, okay, so just hang on and center yourself, right? Think about where this is going off in your chart, right? Depending on your rising sign, it tells us where in your chart this is going to happen. And that's what my year taroscopes were all about. I have people come and I'm like, this is happening, this is happening. This is the focus of your chart because you got this rat pack and you got to deal with this for months, okay? I really think if you could drive somewhere instead of fly, it might be quite a bit safer. And I might also say that if you are leaving the country, leave a game plan in case you don't get back in right away. Again, this is not about fear. This is about forecasting. This is about saying, the word astrology, astrologos, it's what's written.
What's written in the stars.
And what happens above is reflected down here in our own lives and, and worldwide. You see these things going on. For people who've known, I talked about Al Ghul, look at all the world leaders that are changing, right? Justin Trudeau stepped down, Syria, South Korea. It's a real losing your head kind of time.
I think this country's lost its head.
Well, we certainly have somebody in charge that wasn't elected. But anyway, collect the negative energy, recognize it, do not absorb it.
Correct.
Figure out how to transmute it into light, be the light for others, do your research, speak the truth, because you cannot have the light or enlightenment without truth, right? You cannot uphold the light without the truth. And be aware, be mindful of where you're going, who you're hanging out with. Just plan better. And, we always, during Mercury retrograde, we always say, okay, let's make sure we back things up, right? Let's make sure we say things even more clearly. Well, you've got this kind of energy alongside that already feels like Mercury retrograde. Things trying to frustrate you, outwit you, delude you, all that kind of stuff. Don't give into it. Come back to your center. What is real? What is my truth? How can I speak my truth? How can I help and heal others? How can I inform others to allow them to help themselves? It's that kind of thing. And we really need to be present. And, a couple of people had said to me, I don't know, this is just such a horrible time. And it's interesting times, but it's also horrible times. We've had horrible times before. And if we are truly seekers and light workers, we know that we agree to our natal chart, we agree to our blueprint. So all of us who are working in the light have agreed to be here on this planet now.
At this time.
At this time, at this place. So work to do your best for the responsibility you agreed to. Be responsible for yourself first, and then work to try to help others. right? So don't lose your head. Don't get crazy. Hang on. All right. That's my little...
Is it safe?
Yes. Then I say that today is 15 degrees Aquarius. Sun is 15 degrees Aquarius.
Oh.
So we know that's truly Imbolc. And our chickens...
Weren't they making such a row this
All
morning?
right, their calls are different. Their clucks are different. They know it's Imbolc. And we'd been getting like 1 egg, 2 eggs, 1 egg, 2 eggs. And I got 5 this morning so far. And I know that some are still in the little nesting boxes. So I'm going to go out and check after the show.
Excellent.
And see if we got more. So I'm excited about that. I see that people stopped chatting. I don't know if they got thrown off.
No, I think they were listening to you. I don't think anybody's got thrown off. I think we have no control over the advertisements, and I can see when it dips, obviously.
Oh dear. Okay.
The tube of you is deciding to say, now an important word from our sponsors. Except they're not our sponsors. I think we make like 1/100 of a cent or something like that in advertising. You guys are super. We didn't even set a goal for super chats because we were so far behind today.
No, don't worry about it.
If you feel like throwing us a chat, I'll do your funny accent. There you go. How about that?
Anyway, so tonight is our first thing in our Academy of the Occult.
Yes.
Tonight we're going to do an Imbolc ritual in the Academy for the people who are those members of that level. So Imbolc, we call it Gwalmer or Gwalfred. And we'll talk about the fir tree and all the things that have to do with the correspondences. And then that'll be up until the next ritual goes up. So there you go.
Is it Gwilvari can I can't even say it. Canhwthlai or something like that. I've got to learn how to say candles in Welsh. I'm useless at it.
Tell them what that means.
It's the Mary's Festival of the Candles, or the Festival of the Mary's Candles.
So are we celebrating the Mari then before we put her to sleep?
I think we are. For those of you that don't know, for those of you that attended we took her out, was it November 16th, I think it was, when we went to Bad Seedside and we did the traditional punko.
The Taurus full moon, the morning moon is when we wake her.
Yep. So we took her out the Saturday after that. Now, this coming Sunday, I'm so sorry.
Sunday the 9th.
Sunday the 9th of February. It's Super Bowl Sunday, but we're doing it in the afternoon, so you can do both. It's all right. It's not a problem here. So we're going to gather at Bad Seed Cidery, which is at 43 Bailey's Gap Road in Highland, New York. Oh, look, somebody's sending a super chat.
Two people send us super chats.
I have to do some crazy accents
all right,
then.
Well,
in a bit.
Finish your Bad Seed Cider.
Yeah, we're going to go there, and we're going to...
On the 9th. We're going to meet at 1:30.
1:30, and we are going to go and toast or wassail and bless the trees in the orchard, which is a wonderful thing. A wassailing is it does involve actually toast, and there
slices of bread. He means toasted,
and there will be candles. I will endeavour to make some Murray candles. I think we should do that.
Okay.
I think we should do that. Oh, hello! They're flashing the lights as well. So yeah, please come along and join us. There is no. There's no fee, entrance fee at all, but I believe there's going to be like an all-day brunch available.
Yes,
there.
It's a brunch. They have like French toast and eggs and things like that. Mm-hmm. You can go onto our Facebook events for the shop, and you'll see there's the menu is there.
Oh yes.
So you can see they're going to have cider mimosas. Ooh, I'm excited. And they also
we need a designated driver.
They're also having live music.
Yes, indeed.
From 2 to 5. So we'll get there. We'll do our wassailing. We'll come in. We can have brunch. We can listen to I think his name is Dave Chapman Band. There's a link in the event
to
that, so you can kind of hear what kind of music it is beforehand. We're going to have our tombola with prizes.
The almost famous the tombola.
Of course, our marvelous sister Linda Maria Drake is going to be making baked goods. So there'll be cookies for sale. And if I have time in my lovely crazy schedule, I might do something too for the bake sale. So we'll see. But the shop's definitely going to make the donation to the church of stuff for the tombola.
Yep, absolutely so. So yeah, it's a nice little fundraiser. Bring some, and oh, thank you. Logan's offering if anybody needs carpooling, he's good to carpool.
Oh,
this
you could
time.
park at the shop and carpool
Yep,
to
yeah.
Betsy's.
Well,
Okay.
that's not a bad idea to be honest.
Well, they have
unless
a
you know
ton
exactly,
of
they have a
parking.
ton of parking.
They
up
could
there,
park
so, yeah.
200 cars. So if you know where 34, I think it is, Bailey's Gap Road.
43.
43. All right, sorry.
Switched it the
43
wrong way
Bailey's
around.
Gap Road is where the cidery is. So that's on the 9th. We're meeting at 1:30. We're taking our Mari out for her last hurrah before we put her to sleep on the Leo full moon.
That is correct, on the 14th. So there you go. 14th or 15th, I can't remember. Whatever.
That Friday night full moon. I think it's the 14th.
I think it's maybe my
All
half
right, what
birthday.
is Samaj saying?
I don't know. Samaj is saying intently listening to insights and information, being ready for what is forthcoming.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
it's gonna get crazy. It's already been crazy, right? Like January seemed both a year long and a second long, right? The month felt like a week in some respects and a year in others. This month, it's the 3rd.
Already.
Right? And acceleration. That's the other thing. When things move out of water signs, that's, right? If we look at the elements, it's, down here, they're moving out of water signs into fire signs. And when we look at alchemy, fire and water are big parts of alchemy, but the fire is ahead of air, right? It's fire, air, water, earth in alchemy. So we're coming out of this waves of trying to move us into this, right? It's full steam ahead. Aries, 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 right?
Set the
Not
controls
just
for the
fire,
heart of the sun.
not just fire, but the first fire sign, the pioneer, the adventurer, the, I'll blaze the trail.
Literally blaze the trail.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be really crazy, and I can't express to you enough that you only have a short few days left to get yourself prepared. Right? We're in those last few degrees of Pisces. Get yourself ready. Get your canned goods, your soup, whatever you're going to get. Get your alternate plan Bs and your backup plans or what have you. And I would love to be wrong. I would really love to be wrong. And what's the worst that's happened if I'm wrong? We've learned how to plan for ourselves, and we have some extra flour and sugar and canned goods. Whoopie-doo. We don't have to spend that
We
money
can
the
make
following month.
pancakes.
Right? But I would love to be wrong. But I'm telling you that for those of you who remember that were in the tarot class, we looked at a configuration and we said, oh, this is like an earthquake. And people said, here? And he said, yep, this is like an earthquake here. That was the next day that happened. So astrology doesn't lie. We just have to be able to read that language.
Exactly.
And there are so many variables at this point. I can't tell you exactly what happens, but I can tell you there is potential for any combination or all of the crazy things that I spoke about. So, get yourself prepared.
That's right. We should do my accents then, because
You have your 2 accents to do.
So Sean of the new. It's the Sean of a New Day. What a cool name. What do you think?
Would you like to do his reading in that accent?
If you want your reading in a weird accent, I suppose I could try and do it. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
I think I'm going to do Bob Geldof for you, mate. Because he's like from Dublin, and as he's from Dublin, he speaks a bit like that, which is completely different than Northern.
Was he some sort of muso?
Some sort of muso? Bob Geldof, Boomtown Rats and all that sort of stuff, wasn't it? He was the guy who was responsible for organising Live Aid, wasn't he?
I don't know, but
I
John
think
says
he
he's
was.
like his reading in that voice.
I want your money and I want it now. That's
right.
what he said. So,
I'm going to light the candle because we're going to do readings now.
Honey, I'm going to light your candle because I'm sure I'm hard to handle now.
Yes, indeed. There we go. Be the light, people.
Be the light.
Oh,
the
nice.
light.
Oh, a nice light.
It's pretty, isn't it? So, is Sean first then?
Sean is first.
Okay, so
we'll get to Lori later, and you can do a voice
Bob,
for her.
Bob Geldof will be doing your reading, mate. What?
Nothing.
I don't know. I'm off.
We're all out of sorts.
I'm out of sorts. It's
We
just
had to
been-
move our tarot guide to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
I've been
cuckoo.
shoveling since I got up before 8 this morning. This is unheard of
I
for
know.
me.
Monday's all
This is-
Monday messed
This
up.
is
now.
unheard of for
All
me.
right. Sean.
All right. You have the Hanged Man's on. That means you need to turn shit upside down. All right. So, it's very hard to do a reading and stay in character,
No, don't
isn't it?
do
I
it.
can't do it. So, yeah, sometimes we need to literally look at things from a completely different perspective.
This is
to
a lot
get
of alchemy energy.
Oh,
here too.
there is. But this is, enlightenment by changing your perspective and actually higher thinking, because we've got the old glyph of Jupiter going on there. So this is like maybe some astral travel or some inspiration that's coming from other for you, and I like it. I like it a lot, and I'd take that card if I were you, son. That's a good card.
All right. I'm up for Gilda.
Right.
Gilda.
I think I'm going to do Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh,
I think I will.
Gilda. This is the minor arcana legal card, like the justice card, only it's usually something a little less intense. So I think this is you signing a contract for work, or maybe going through some sort of vetting system or something like that. But I don't see any trouble with it. I see once you're through that, really having some peace of mind, right? And feeling like you're getting where you want to go. It's things starting to move. All right, you're up for Logan.
God, I miss Robin Williams. Yeah, no, he's a character. Who have we got?
Logan is next.
Logan is next. See, Logan. I don't want to share this card with you. It's terrible, mate. It's awful. No, it's the Ten of Cups. Actually, it's about the best card in the damn deck, really. So this is expect something awesome. Things are horrendous, maybe, and there's a lot of fear and a lot of angst.
But have faith in that rainbow, man.
There's an awful lot of beauty too, mate. There really is. And it's, what you focus on is the thing that truly comes into focus. So focus on that is good. Focus on that which you love and you honor and you celebrate, and it will spill into you and bring you to a much happier place internally. Do you know what I mean? Look out at beautiful things and bring the beauty into you. That's what I would suggest.
It's a wonderful card.
It's a good one.
I'm up for Savannah. I saw Savannah posted she's got all her candles ready for tonight.
Oh, hey. Candle blessing, candle blessing.
Savannah.
Hey, that's not a bad card.
I don't know why, but I feel like this has to do with some sort of organizing, right? So we know that the Empress is the great mother and the matriarch, and, I know your position within your family and all that kind of stuff. But somehow I feel this is different. I feel that this is organizing that matriarchal skill on a spiritual level, right? Like kind of taking inventory of all the things you have in your toolbox and organizing your month and how you're going to use those tools. I feel it's very positive, but it's interesting. It's like that mothering thing coming up into the spiritual realm. And maybe you're going to do some healing work on the astral as well. I don't know. This is a really good card, and I'm not having a hard time finding the right words, but I hope you understand what I'm expressing. There's an organizing of tools, spiritual tools. You're up for Susan.
Susan. Hello, Susan. If somebody's getting one over on you, it's only temporary. It's only temporary. This is very much like an empty victory. I think what's important is that, you know, these characters here, they've capitulated and don't
They've
capitulate.
thrown down their weapons. They're walking away.
They've just like they've lost the will to live. Oh, take me, Jesus, take me. No, but don't lose the will to live. You know, one of the best ways to totally thwart those that mean you harm is to live the best life you possibly can.
That is the best revenge, to live well.
So live the best life you can. Embrace joy wherever it presents itself. Laugh until your face hurts. All right. This is good medicine in the dark times. You know, I know you're very sensitive, and I think probably you're internalizing a lot right now, and it is not helping you. So again, put your focus onto the good stuff and let the light in, and then be the light to others, because you've got the radiant smile and light up a room. You know what I mean? Do that. There you go.
I'm up for Peggy, right? Peggy's a member, isn't she?
I believe Peggy's a member, yes. I'm pretty sure so. Well, she was last time I looked.
Peggy. Ooh. Something you've been waiting for is going to manifest, right? So don't give up right before you get the prize. Keep your eye focused. Keep manifesting. I think this is some really good news regarding security. Right? This card could be prosperity, money, it could be fertility, that kind of thing. But for you today, I feel like this is a deeper sense of security. Feeling okay. That's very good. All right.
Splendid.
You're up for Nicole.
Nicole. The Aquarian card, Nicole. This is I think you are being asked to not just go with the flow, but actually be the flow. Facilitate the flow. Be that which connects. Be that which is the conduit. You know what I mean? To allow the flow of really positive stuff. I mean, this is like, you know, the parallels between this and the Temperance card are astounding. But you know, we got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land, but we're pouring it out, and it's just like an outpouring, a very strong emotional card. So maybe you need to, I don't know, unload a little thing emotionally. Maybe you need to what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. I feel like she's gonna put her strengths to work.
Yeah, there's a great. I think there's a great emotional intelligence in this card. That's the word I think I'm looking for, and it's like it's acquiring a much deeper understanding of the emotional nature, if you will, and I think, you know, recognizing that and totally grokking it, you know, feeling the flow, feeling that flow of energy, I think is something that's going to lift you quite dramatically, actually.
All right, I'm up for Jess.
All right. Jess isn't actually a channel member anymore, but you can do it because her channel membership expired at the end, unless she's just renewed. I don't know. Well, hang on, stop.
Don't do that again.
Well, don't do that again. I want to do this. But you can do for Jess if you want, because I'm sure she will renew.
Well, she was a channel member up till yesterday, I think.
She was a channel member up to the end.
Till the first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm trying to see Jess. She's here somewhere. Yeah. See, she's not a channel member anymore. But if you want to, listen. Right, you can.
I'll pull one really quick, and then I'll do Doris Jean.
Because I'm sure Jess is going to renew.
All right, Jess. Use what you know to take things forward. Right. Call upon your psychic awareness, and anytime we see a moon, we know a new phase is starting, and maybe you want to go do that Binna meditation again. this is her. Okay? Where you walk out onto that moonbeam and renew yourself.
Oh,
so use what you know, and you'll be okay. All right, I'm going to do Doris Jean because you have to do Lori because you have to do Mrs. Doubtfire. All right, I'm going to close my ears when he does that. All right, Doris Jean.
How do you close your ears? How do you close your ears?
Doris Jean, there might be some sort of really good move here. Maybe actually moving residence to a place that's calmer and quieter and checks off more things on your bucket list. If you're not actually looking to change residence, then I think you are moving from that kind of rough waters you can see on the one side of the boat. It's all choppy. To more smooth sailing. On the other side, it's a little clearer. So I know you've had your share of challenges, but I think there's some sort of forward movement that's going to help you get to the next place. All right, Mrs. Doubtfire, Lori.
Ooh! Hug me in the ear! Hug me in the ear! No! It's beautiful. You got to get some rest, all right? I can only do it for a short time without rest. You ain't sleeping properly. You're catnapping a lot, all right? But you're not sleeping properly. I think you need to address that. Because if we don't plug into other, every night, we go slightly insane. I know that ship sailed a long time ago with you, but that's all right. But no, seriously, consider your rest. Are you actually getting good recuperative rest?
Are you letting your mind rest too?
Overthinking things, the Virgo,
Again, go. I'm again not trying to be pushy, but go and listen to the healing ritual meditation thing, and just let yourself be there for that little 20 minutes or whatever.
Not waste the time.
Try to renew yourself. All right, I have Samaj.
Samaj. Oh, justice.
Now, Samaj, this is very interesting. We know he represents Libra, and Libra is the opposite sign of Aries. So I think that your focus is going to really be on that King Solomon voice of reason, while everybody else is going crazy. So you may find that people around you are getting sucked into this whirlwind, and you might need to be the judge really and say, excuse me, but is that really for your highest good?
Rein them in a
so
bit.
I feel like this is more about how you will help others than necessarily like what you need for you. I think you're already in the Solomon's chair, right? You're already worked to get that wisdom, and now you might have to disperse it a little to others.
Very interesting.
All right. Lori says, oh my God, so true. Side effects of, oh yeah. And yes, interesting. Keep hearing that. Very good insight. All right. And last is Helena.
She's also not a channel member. She needs to renew.
Oh dear. All right, quick then.
All right. So, have a bit of cash. I would suggest. Not much. You don't need thousands of dollars. Well,
a little cash on hand.
But a little cash in case stuff stops working. And you have to wonder if cash will continue to work if we wind up in complete societal collapse.
I have no idea.
But no, it's like just have a little cash, and that cash could be CACHE. Okay.
Cachet.
Well, I call it cash, but you can call it cachet if you want, but there's no acute on the end. It's just cash. So yeah, a little store of something, if it isn't necessarily spending money cash.
But something that makes you think you have stability.
Yeah, probably just pay heed to what Lisa was saying earlier. You don't have to hoard. This is not hoarding. This is just,
preparing
to get through a temporary period where things may not be so available as you would like. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say.
Card of the week, dare we?
Go for it.
This week is going to be
What are you going to do?
a year long and a second long.
I don't know.
Ugh.
Pick it. Well, maybe we should pick it.
All right.
Oh, nights, Not too
Listen carefully.
bad. Massages.
Nights are messages, and this is the night of communication, right? So I'm thinking that this week we really need to listen carefully, read between the lines, pick things apart, examine why something might be like that, do our research, right? So this is not always bad news, for sure. He's very happy. He looks like Hermes, the messenger god of and the god connected with healing. But we have to get our facts straight in order to really get the message. And I think that that's what this week is really about, not being clouded in our understanding.
I agree, because whenever this comes up in a reading for me, there's always this kind of thing about you need to pay close attention to possibly a missed message, a message that if it's email, it's gone into spam, or it's something that's gotten occluded by something else. So just really, if you're expecting something, check your spam folder. Don't miss important deadlines for
documents
compliance documents, if whatever it is, if there's something you're supposed to have renewed or submitted by a date. Just I don't know. I feel that vigilance about communication is particularly important this coming week. All right.
So people who are part of the Academy of the Occult,
we will see you later
tonight, and we will do our candle mass.
What time are you starting? 6, isn't it?
I think it's 6:00. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not too long from now. So it's not too late if you want to.
You can still sign up. Absolutely, you can.
It's not too late. We have no limited number of things. So if you want to join the Academy of the Occult, you can go over there and upgrade now. If not, don't worry about it. You will still be able to see whatever you see now. And we want to be here for people and build this community and have our safe place. And basically, the reason we started the Academy of the Occult is for people who cannot get to the store. They live far away, or they don't have mobility, or whatever it is. And we didn't want to just do Zoom. That's a pain in the butt, and it costs a lot of money for us. So we thought, let's build one space. Let's get our community going. So instead of coming to the shop and paying for one class, which would be probably $30, $40, or $50, you're paying the $29.99 for a month, and you'll get the class that we're doing Wednesday night on the moon through your chart. You're going to get a Sabbat and 2 Aspits, or just the 2 Aspits on the 4 months we don't have Sabbat. Then we're going to put up another meditation on the middle level and probably have story time there. You'll still get your $5 in karma points.
Apparently, Laurie has just upgraded to the Academy of the Occult. Well, thank you so much.
Cool. I'll see you tonight, Laurie. And you'll still get $5 a month in karma points that you can spend. And if you can't come in, you can spend them online. Several peeps have spent their karma points, and we mail out stuff to them. Don't worry about that. And as like I said, until we have too many people to be able to do a card for all members, we will do a card for all members. So if your membership expired, you might want to re-up to the sweep team, or think about upgrading to the Academy. And that's what we got.
We'd love to have you in the Academy.
We're going to go try to sort our brains, because we have other things to do in between.
I think I'd like some breakfast now.
And then we'll be back.
It's only 2:20 in the afternoon. I've had 1 cup of coffee in a juice box. I need to remedy that, right?
All right. Yeah, no, you got to feed yourself. All right. So we're going to go get organized, get our admin done, and we'll see you guys, some of you, back here at 6. All right? Peace. Until then, bye.
Bye-bye for now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching.